Hey guys, what is going on? What is going on? It is Haws here with a video, and you know, there's not many videos on this channel, but I'm here with one. If any of you know where I'm coming from which game and which channel I'm coming from, you know, this is a little out of my norm of videos. So we're gonna get to it. I have made one of these a long time ago before on this specific add-on, so we're gonna go ahead and yeah, look at that. So I am going to download Elv UI and basically show you how to download Elv UI, the basic setups to Elv UI, and everything else that you would need to know going into it. Now, I'm not too experienced, and I know that you can change the LUA coding and actually finick with a lot of the stuff, but typically I don't, and I feel like the creator really has a good grasp on how to make it easy for everybody to use, and as well as making it really raid friendly. So it's really optimized for raids in general. So we are going to go ahead and download the Elv UI client. We're going to go here, and you can see the big list of all these different mods here, and you can also see the WoW patch, which patch these mods are currently updated for. Some of them are going to work out of date, some of them won't. But you can already see that they are working on the beta for multiple versions. I'm sure they have a few versions that aren't actually on this download list that are currently working in the beta. So we're going to go ahead and click on the button here, Install Elv UI. Now you can install Tuck UI from the same client. It's whatever your preference is. I'm going to install Elv UI because I'm biased and I actually know Elv. So you're going to see this little process bar kind of initiate at the bottom, and I guess I could take the time for the process bar because I really don't need to explain a process bar, but I'm sure you can hear this. They're repaving the parking lot outside of my apartment, and it is the most annoying thing possible to have while I try to record. I tried to wait, but I looked out the window and they're redoing the entire thing, so realistically, if I don't get this done now, I'm not going to get it done until like late tonight when you know, shift work is done. So I'd rather just get it done now and over with. So we go ahead and we've just finished the install. Now it's automatically extracting the add-ons. Yeah, that's right. You know, all the bullshit that you'd have to do normally, like you'd have to go into your interface folder and actually, you know, place the add-ons into there. There's none of that with the client. So the Tuck UI client's going to clearly put it right in there and make sure you have everything that you need in the proper area. So it's all finished, and just to make sure, I wonder if I can actually find my add-ons. I don't know how to spell. As long as you guys don't see the main screen, I'm okay, because then you can't tell how badly spell. Okay, well, apparently I cannot find my World of Warcraft folder. There we are. Well, World of Warcraft. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you exactly where it is. So really, we just completed our steps there. Okay, so a little bit of an issue here. I'm going to actually pull this over so you guys can see it. So you guys see that? All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and go into interface. Now, something that I just noticed, and I wasn't really aware of this, and this is probably just something that they need to fix, but it won't actually add the mods to the add-on folder. So as you can see, I don't have any Elv UI, but look at this. I have a separate interface folder. So I went into this interface folder, and you can see I have a separate add-ons folder, and there we go, we have Elv UI. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that out right now, get that out of there. That's probably just a little routing error. What they probably do is it's kind of set for if you don't have any add-ons already, it's just gonna go ahead and make it so you delete your interface folder and then just put Elv UI. So typically I want my other add-ons too, like DBM, CLC, RET, and everything else. So there we go. We have our Elv UI. So that's all done. So let's go ahead and actually see that Elv UI in game and what it's going to look like, and actually organize, you know, what we're going to look like once we're in there. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and load this up, switch over my OBS so we're looking at the game, and I will see you guys when we're editing Elv UI. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to notice as soon as you get in the game is the Elv UI installation. That's going to pop up for you. So basically this is just going to go through the steps and make sure that you either know how to edit certain things or just preemptively set up some things that need editing in the first place. So your first run around, you don't really want to skip the process. So let's just go ahead and hit continue and find out. Because I was just giving information on how to change certain things. Next, it's just going to ask you the resolution here, and you can go ahead and click on this little CVARs. So all that's really going to do is just set everything up for the parameters of Elv. So go ahead and click continue after you've done that. And then you want your chat. So this part of the installation process is the setup of your chat windows and your position and your colors. So you want to go ahead and set up chat. So chat set. So now that your chat is properly set, and you can always go in there and edit everything, it's pretty much done. It's pretty much going right to the defaults of Elv UI and how Elv has it set. So we're going to go ahead and perfect pixels. So the perfect pixels option will change the overall appearance of your UI. So using the pixel perfect in a slight performance increase over the traditional layout. So apparently it's going to give me a slight performance increase. I'm not quite sure exactly. Yeah, using 1 pixel wide instead of 3 pixels. Sure, I like pixel perfection, so I like optimization, so perfect. And this setup is really geared for having the most FPSs you can possibly have with a UI. So this is very memory friendly. I'm sure you've all had to deal with the memory hog UIs that are just a big pain in the ass. So we have this one, the theme setup. This one doesn't exactly matter. We can go classic, we can go dark, and really it just changes just a few things, and we can go class. So we're gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and go dark. Dark looks a little bit better for my tastes, so that's cool. And high resolution, we are playing on high resolution, so why the hell not? The layout, now this is where you want to choose the layout, and this mainly orients the changes to your RAID frames and everything else like that. Now don't worry, you can move everything else once you get back into it, but let's go ahead and look at some of the pre-layouts that we have set up. So we have tank, which seems to be this layout here. You can see the target frames, your buff frames. So we're gonna go healer really quick. You can kind of see really all that really did was, you know, change some bars and nothing more, but it's also changing the RAID. I believe the RAID frames are actually right smack dab in the middle under your player's feet. So as a healer, it's, you know, usually useful. We want to go physical DPS, which is specifically what we are, but we're gonna more customize our layout for a little bit more of our taste. But we are just gonna use the default physical DPS and go ahead and continue. So the aura system, this is, I believe this is all your buffs and everything else, buffs and debuffs. So I like the set of icons right here. Integrated, I'm not sure what integrated means, so I know it probably does something useful. I like icons, and then that's classic there. So I personally like having the icons. I like seeing my buffs right there, as well as that little thing there. I just enjoy having that. So we're gonna go ahead and there we go, finished. So Tuck UI is going to completely reload. I just realized that we are completely off center. So I realized that my screen's off center, but you guys did see 90% of that. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna see. This is my life. This is OBS for you. You know, you set it up once and then you go to use it again, and then all of a sudden, hey, no bueno. So pass our no bueno there. Okay, perfect. So now that you can finally see my entire UI, that is Tuck UI and the setup. So relatively simple and easy. Now let's go ahead and actually find out. I believe the command is Elv UI. So boom. So now we have the complete Elv UI setup right here. So just typing in /Elv UI is going to pull all of this up here. Now, the first thing that you can do, you can of course toggle your tutorials, but what we want to do is we want to toggle our anchors. And what an anchor is basically specifying where a piece of your UI needs to be at all times and never move. So once you toggle the anchors, all of a sudden this player frame, I can now move it. And there's grids everywhere as well, so it really helps you in the way that you can make sure everything is centered and looking very, very nice and smooth and slick. So one thing that I usually like my focus a little bit closer to me. Now, however, my buffs might go up a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put my focus right around here, and that looks about in line with my actual player frame. So I like that. I like how that looks. I like having my focus close to my actual player frames. It's just better for me. Now you can see bar 2 here. We're gonna go ahead and move up these player frames. Actually, we're gonna move them to the side, to be honest. We're gonna do this right there. I think I like this, and of course you can play with this as much as you like. I'm just gonna give you a general example of how to play with it. That one seems to be a little bit far, and see, you can generally tell you know, where you're going with these. And of course, sometimes it just gives you a problem, so you just have to use the arrow keys. Actually, I wonder if I can just, no, I cannot. You can only use these arrow keys, which generally isn't that big of an issue. Okay, cool. So we have our target frame, our player frame, our 2 bars there, and we're also going to get rid of that and get our target frame bar. So this is our target's target. Our target's target feels like right up there, should be nice. So it's in line with our focus. Put our focus right there. Looks perfect. Actually, let's hug that over a bit. You can see a little bit of bugginess, but that's to be expected with something that's just coded in. It's not really the most the easiest thing to code in a whole UI like this, but for the job that has been done, it's really good. So our loot frames, so this is a lot of things that, you know, people are like, oh hey, where's my loot? I just got Elv UI, where's my loot? Well, your loot automatically goes to the side of your screen, so if you really want it dead center again, go ahead and just slap it right there. Once that's done, obviously you can change your party frames, and as you can see, here's your party, your 10-man frames, your party frames, and then your 25 and 40-man raid frames. So all of my frames as a DPS are going to be right there, and if I was in healer mode, they'd be moved to the center of my screen. I generally don't need it in the center of my screen and like it more to the side. That way I can have recount on my other side and everything looks nice and symmetrical. Past that, you have your reputation bar at the top. Just like most typical UIs, you have a reputation bar somewhere. Actually, loot is up here, so we're gonna go ahead and just slap that up there. Loot and alerts. Yeah, so past that, you have all your different bars. I've set up my raid frames. I've set up my player frames. I've set up the targets where I want them to be. So I've pretty much set up my general anchors. So we're going to go ahead and lock. I like the position of everything. So you can see there, and I'm also going to focus myself so you can see everything. Boom. There we go. So that's right there is just how to change the anchors and really reset your positions. And if you screw up too much and, you know, put things way out of whack, don't worry, there's always a reset anchors for you. So once you're done that, you can go ahead and go into your action bars. Now, an awesome thing with the Elv UI action bars is I'm sure you're going through and you're looking to, you know, change the certain button codes of certain things, but say you don't know which action bar this sidebar is. I have no idea. How could I ever find out which bar this is? So all you have to do is hit keybind mode, mouse over my Righteous Fury here, hit the keybind that you want, boom, automatically keybinds it for you. So typically, like Bartender or any other bar mod, it has the exact same features and is, you know, a minimalistic in terms of the memory usage for your computer. So really awesome. You can just go ahead and switch your UIs like that. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Elv UI. So once we're back in here, you can see that you can change all your different bars. You can change the the size of them, the layout. You can change the countdowns for the actual spell countdowns and everything else like that. That can all be changed. So you can go ahead and find all of that in your action bars set up there. Next are your bags. Now you're going to notice a few things when you open up your bags. You're going to notice one, you're going to have a few buttons up here. One is to toggle your bags if you want to put any new bags in, or take some bags out for that matter. Vendor grays, which are going to automatically vendor all your grays in your inventory. Sort bags, which speaks for itself. I don't really think I need to go over what sort bags does. Stack items, so it's going to stack any items that weren't previously stacked and should have been stacked. And then stack bags and bank, so that goes ahead and organizes that. And a cool thing is if we go into our bank here, I'm actually scryer, so I have to go all the way over this way. So sorry for the downtime, but we're gonna have to deal with it. Once we get into the bank here, what we can actually do is we can sort our bank. So cool. So we're gonna go ahead and we have the exact same buttons right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and sort bank. And there we go. Just sorts the bank. Quick and easy. Now that feature is now going to be in 6.0. So I'm assuming Tuck UI is gonna do something to either take away that coding just so it doesn't hog up too much memory, unless it's still an issue and they want to keep it the way it is. So that might be subject to change, but you can always really expect a bag sorting. Past that, we have our buffs and debuffs, and again you can change the size, the font size, everything that you would need right there, as well as your chat options. You have your specific chat options. You want your fade chat, whatever special effects you want to do, whisper alerts, which would actually make a sound when somebody whispers you, just general stuff like that. And you have your data text, which I believe is all the DPS that you're doing. Actually no, it isn't. It's your local time, all your time zones and everything else like that. So it seems okay, so it's just like all of this stuff, like durability, combat, just telling you everything right down there. So we want to go into nameplates. It's pretty self-explanatory. So if we go here, I believe Alt V is my there we go. So you can see the nameplates have popped up, and there's obviously different nameplates for enemies, so you can change all of the different options with those nameplates right there. Relatively easy. So pretty self-explanatory too. You can change the colors, so I can change the friendly NPCs to really any color I want. Now skins, you have all your different skins for all your different mods that Elv UI has a coding for. Now one of them that I like, if it's still here, I don't think these are in any specific alphabetical order, so that's kind of upsetting. But I know that there was something at one point in time for recount. I believe that is a thing. So not quite sure. Actually, it looks like these are all general stuff. Doesn't look like they're add-on specific, just looks like they're all Blizzard. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. We don't really want to disable any of that. You like your skins, so cursor anchor, none of this is really important. That's just your tooltip, like where everything is showing up when you mouse over it. Pretty simple. You can see everything's kind of showing up on my screen there. I can always make it a mouse anchor and just boom, whenever I mouse over something, shows it right on there. I'm not gonna have it as a mouse anchor, but unit frames, just pretty self-explanatory as well. That just goes through your actual unit frames, showing your mana, showing everything else that you would need to do, as well as any sort of filters. I'm not quite sure what this would be specifically, but it looks like it's your auras. So it's all your buffs and debuffs and what you don't want up here, and what you do specifically if you want to be specific. Once we're in there, we have some plugins. I have no plugins downloaded, but as you saw, all those files on the Tuck UI launcher, those are all plugins that you could download. So if you wanted some, go ahead. And then your profile. So we have Vuth on Kil'jaeden. That is exactly fine. We're going to save this profile. Now anytime I log into another character, I just go ahead and click Vuth from Kil'jaeden, and I get right here, all of my setups. So perfect. And then at the end, here's the credits. So we have all of the credits to all of these wonderful people that have done a excellent job at this UI. This UI is absolutely amazing. Can't say anything bad about this UI. So that's pretty much the ins and outs of the basics of setting up Tuck UI. So it's really simple, guys, really easy, really fun UI to actually play with. It's a great looking UI, and as you can see right here, my total memory is nothing. So if you've typically used a UI or like Bartender, you can see my recount is showing 35 megabytes in total in its usage. And even my Deadly Boss mods is up there, but my Elv UI is at 7.3. So that's traditionally lower than most UIs. That's lower than most mods and everything else like that. So traditionally that seems pretty good for UI, especially when you're high level rating. When you're in a high level rating setup, you really want to focus on, I don't know why my actual screen is not recording 64, but you really want to have the most FPS that you can in the game. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the general installation and setup to Tuck UI. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you like the mod, if you like the video, go ahead and give the video a like. Go ahead and do that because I appreciate it. And yeah, have yourself a great day. If you want more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. They're pretty much going to focus on whatever game I'm playing. Right now, World of Warcraft. So just be ready for different games periodically. But World of Warcraft is going to be a focus for now. But just warning you, this isn't just a World of Warcraft channel. So be ready for it. Anyway, guys, peace out.